The New England Patriots climbed from 4 wins to 14 in a single season, a 10-win jump that tied the largest one-year turnaround in league history. And the scary part is, they look more dangerous now than the team that reached Super Bowl 60. Drake May finished 1 vote short of the MVP award. Mike Vrabel took home Coach of the Year in his very first year running the show. New England tasted the biggest stage in football, walked away without the trophy, and spent the entire offseason turning that sting into fuel. Start with the quarterback, because everything runs through him. Drake May led the whole NFL in completion percentage, in yards per attempt, and in passer rating, piling up 4,394 passing yards and 31 touchdowns in only his second season. Then the front office handed him a monster. A.J. Brown landed in Foxborough in the loudest trade of the offseason, a genuine #1 receiver, arriving from Philadelphia for a 1st and a 5th round pick. Romeo Doubs signed a 4-year deal in free agency to stack the room even higher. The defense got tougher on the same weekend. Kevin Byard, a first-team All-Pro safety, now patrols the back end, next to a young riser most fans still overlook. Milton Williams and Christian Barmore form one of the most disruptive interior tandems in the entire league. Yet 2 names on this current roster might be gone before Week 1. The schedule swings from the softest slate in football to one of the meanest, and a beloved receiver could be playing his final snaps in New England. This is the season the rest of the division is not ready for. But before we get into that, hit that like and subscribe button for more Patriots and all the NFL content. Can we hit for 300 likes on this video? Understand how rare Drake May's second season truly was. He lost the MVP by the closest margin since 2003, edged out by Matthew Stafford in a vote that came down to a single first-place ballot. Beyond leading the league in efficiency, he finished 4th in passing yards and 3rd in touchdown passes. And he ranked 1st in expected points added per play. He completed 72% of his throws, the first Patriots passer ever to crack 70%, clearing a bar even Tom Brady never reached in Foxborough. He did all of that behind a shaky offensive line and a receiver room ranked near the bottom of the league. And now the supporting cast has finally arrived. A.J. Brown brings 4 straight 1,000-yard seasons and a reunion with Mike Vrabel, the coach who drafted him back in Tennessee. Romeo Doubs gives May a chain mover who separates and finishes in tight moments. Slot weapon Demario Douglas returns, second-year riser Kyle Williams keeps climbing, and veteran Mac Hollins adds size outside. Add tight end Hunter Henry, coming off 60 catches and 7 scores. The math, though, creates a squeeze. There is one football and far too many mouths to feed. Offensive coordinator Josh McDaniels returns for a second season, so the scheme stays familiar while the roster around it levels up. May threw into the tightest windows in the entire league last year and still led all passers in completion rate on those throws, which is terrifying now that he finally owns real separators. But a crowded room means somebody valuable gets pushed out, and the name at the center of that squeeze is one every Patriots fan knows well. Flip to the other side of the ball, because New England won 3 playoff games on defense. Through that postseason run, this unit surrendered a stingy 8 7/10 points per game, smothering offense after offense on the road. Milton Williams, signed to a 4-year, $104 million deal, turned into exactly the wrecking ball the Patriots paid for. Next to him, Christian Barmore returned healthy and disruptive, and together they collapsed pockets from the inside out. Backup. Leonard Taylor even blocked a kick to help seal the conference title game in Denver. The edge is where the worry lives. New England ranked 24th in pressure rate last season, and only 2 players reached 5 sacks. Harold Landry led the team with 8.5 sacks, but battled knee trouble that dragged deep into the spring. The front office answered by signing Draymond Jones to a 3-year, $36.5 million deal, and by trading up for a rookie edge rusher out of Illinois. That gamble, however, has hit a wall before it ever started. Gabe Jacas was supposed to be the fix. The Patriots moved up in the second round to grab him after an 11-sack college season, then watched a string of medical concerns leave him unsigned and off the practice field all summer. Behind him, second-year man Elijah Ponder and free agent Braden Swinson are fighting to prove the pass rush holds up. If the edge comes together, this defense is terrifying. If it does not, that soft postseason number gets much harder to repeat this fall. Here's the take almost nobody is making. Morgan Moses, the starting right tackle, could become a trade chip before the season is over. He is 35 years old. He played all 17 games last season. He is signed through 2027 at back-to-back cap charges, north of $10 million. And the Patriots already drafted his replacement in the first round. Contenders always hunt for tackle help in October, and a proven starter on a movable deal is exactly the kind of name that gets phones ringing. That combination is how veteran linemen get moved at the deadline. Caleb Lomu is the reason. New England traded up to the 28th pick to land the Utah tackle, a 21-year-old who stands 6'6" and posted the 5th best athletic score among tackles in his draft class. He did not allow a single sack across 359 pass blocking snaps in his final college season. He arrives as the heir apparent on the right side, and every rep he steals in camp makes Morgan Moses more expendable. Trade a veteran tackle in season, and the Patriots clear roughly $9 million while handing the rookie the keys early. There is a catch, and it is a big one. Will Campbell, last year's first-round tackle, struggled badly in the Super Bowl, giving up a pile of pressures against Seattle. If Campbell does not take a leap, New England needs Moses as insurance, not trade bait. So the whole idea hinges on two young blockers proving they belong. Watch the tackle reps closely once camp opens, because they hold the answer to whether a respected veteran finishes the year in a very different uniform. Remember that overlooked defender from the very start. His name is Craig Woodson, and he is the reason the secondary might be the strength of this entire team. A 4th-round pick out of California last year, Woodson was not supposed to start as a rookie. Then Kyle Duggar faded and Jabril Peppers got cut. And by week 1, Woodson had seized a starting safety job and never let it go, eventually leading the whole defense in snaps. For a 4th-round pick, that kind of trust from a first-year staff almost never arrives this quickly. The tape backs it up. Woodson started 15 of 17 games, piled up 79 stops, and then saved his best football for the brightest lights. In the divisional round, he became the first Patriots rookie ever to record both an interception and a fumble recovery in a playoff game, torching Houston. In the Super Bowl, he posted a team high 10 tackles, with 3 for loss against a champion Seattle offense. Rookies are supposed to shrink in those moments. He grew into them instead. Now pair him with a mentor. Kevin Byard tied for the NFL lead with 7 interceptions last season and arrives as a 32-year-old first-team All-Pro who learned under Mike Vrabel in Tennessee. Coaches want to move Woodson closer to the line as a box hammer and let Byard roam the deep field as the ball hawk. If that plan clicks, a second-year safety walks straight into the Pro Bowl conversation, and New England owns a back end nobody wants to throw against. The IFC East belongs to New England for the first time since 2019, and the gap could grow. Buffalo still owns Josh Allen, so the Bills remain the measuring stick, but Miami Fields, arguably the thinnest receiver room in the league, and the Jets are rebuilding once again. Twice a year against the Dolphins and twice against the Jets, the Patriots should walk in as favorites in all 4 of those games. That is a built-in cushion. No other contender in the conference gets handed so cleanly. The rest of the calendar is a different animal. New England enjoyed the softest schedule in football last season and cashed it for 14 wins. This year the slate flips hard. 10 of 17 games come against 2025 playoff teams. The team travels the 5th most air miles in the league, and the road trips pile up early, starting with a Week 1 rematch in Seattle against the club that ended their season. 7 of the first 11 games sit away from Foxborough. That stretch from Week 9 through Week 15 is the true gauntlet. The Packers, The Lions in Munich, the Chargers, the Bills, and the Chiefs all land in a row, a lineup stacked with playoff quarterbacks. Some national voices, including Ryan Clark, already predict New England slips out of the playoffs entirely. Survive that run, and the Patriots silence them for good. Stumble through it, and the doubters get to say they were right. The schedule is the whole story, and it sets up a reveal. Fans have waited on all offseason. Here's the fan favorite who might be gone. Kahan Bouty, a 2023 sixth-round pick, broke out last season with Drake May, catching 6 touchdowns and averaging 16 7/10 yards per catch, the best mark on the team. He built real chemistry with his quarterback and looked like a piece of the future. Then the Patriots traded for A.J. Brown and signed Romeo Doubs, and the whole picture changed in an instant. One offseason turned a rising starter into the odd man out almost overnight. The problem is simple math and a ticking clock. Bouty is only 24, but he is entering the final year of his rookie contract, and behind Brown and Doubs with Demario Douglas, Kyle Williams, and Mac Hollins, also in the room, the targets simply are not there. Insider Albert Breer reported the Patriots would move him for a 5th-round pick over draft weekend, but no offer ever came. The plan, by every account, is to do right by a player who earned it. So where does he land? Reporter Dan Graziano floated the Raiders, then at receiver under Tom Brady, as a natural fit. The Commanders, chasing help for Jaden Daniels, could come calling too. Even a division rival like Miami has been mentioned in the rumors. Bouty himself said he wants to stay, yet he also admitted there is only one football and 5 mouths fighting for it. The likeliest outcome is a late round pick heading to New England and a fresh start heading out for him. So how does this season actually end? The win total sits at 9.5, a steep drop from 14, and the brutal schedule is the reason why. But this roster is better than the one that reached the Super Bowl, and national outlets still rank it among the 7 best in the entire league. Drake May has real weapons now. The interior defense is elite, and Craig Woodson and Kevin Byard give the secondary teeth. The talent says playoff team. The calendar says prove it. 2 loose ends still hang over camp. The tight end room took a brutal hit when free agent Julian Hill tore up his knee, pushing rookie Eli Raridon, a 3rd-round pick out of Notre Dame, into a bigger role than planned behind Hunter Henry. And the Gabe Jacas standoff drags on, leaving the only unsigned 2nd-round pick in football off the field and the pass rush a real question mark. How the Patriots patch those 2 holes decides whether a good team turns into a dangerous one. Here's the prediction worth arguing about. New England wins 11 games, takes the AYFC East again, and beats Buffalo at least once despite the brutal road slate. Tell me why I am wrong down in the comments, because this fan base loves a good fight. And tap subscribe before the next breakdown drops so you never miss a Patriots move all summer long. Training camp opens in days, the pads come on soon, and the road back to the Super Bowl starts right now.